everyone, you're welcome back to my channel, Joydala Fashion Guide. I am Giware Joy Igudala, aka G Joy. Have you subscribed yet to this channel? If you've not yet subscribed to this channel, before you continue watching, just click on the subscribe button and also click on the notification bell so that you'll be notified each time I post a new video. I make videos every week, sewing tutorials, and I recently started a video on crocheting. So you want to see that, just view it. I already have lesson 1 and lesson 2 is already loaded. So this channel will be looking at pattern drafting, sewing tutorials, and also if you are new to this channel, you are welcome. So today we'll be looking at the 2-piece corset with the back waistline, and of course we'll be looking at it from 3 different variations. So stick on with me. So first of all, I'm going to mark out our horizontal measurements: shoulder to bust, shoulder to underbust, shoulder to waist, and then we'll be adding 5 inches to that for the back's effects. So the amount to add depends on you. You can add 5, you can add 6, can be 4, depending on your preference. 10, 13, 17, and 22. You just use a ruler to rule that out. So we have our lines drawn out. This is the bust line, the under bust line, the waistline, and then this is the back line. So we're going to repeat our shoulder measurement. Shoulder divided by 2. Our shoulder is 15 divided by 2, that is 7.5. The neck width you are using is 3.5, and the neck depth for the first neckline you are also using 3.5. The shoulder slant is 1 inch, and then from there we have a shoulder slope of an armhole depth of 7 inches. So just mark that. So I'm going to connect those lines. These are shoulder slants, armhole depths. The neckline, usually the round neckline. So at this point, I'm going to mark the bust circumference divided by 4, so we can have our chest line. The bust circumference divided by 4, which is 8.5. So this is our chest line. So we're going to be putting our armhole, marking on the armhole curve. This is 7, we get the midpoint, and then we use our French curve. We come in by ½ inch. So with the help of the curve, first of all connect the beginning to that point. So that is our armhole. So the next thing is to put in our bust span measurement divided by 2. The bust span is 7 inches, divided by 2 is 3.5. So we are going to place it here. And put it across to the waistline. Also mark it on the chest line. So next is to determine the neckline for the corset. So for the corset neckline, from the beginning you determine from this first shoulder line, you determine the depth that you want. Okay, I'll be using 7 inches. And then I'll take 1/2 inch here for the bust separation. Then you can create a curve to this side to serve as a guide. You can check what is here. We have 3 inches here, or 3. We have 3 inches here. So from those bust points, mark that. So to have the sweetheart neckline, we'll come down on this front neckline. So we can use this. We can use this one. Okay, to have our sweetheart neckline. That is if you want a sweetheart neckline. Just extend this line up. And then use the French curve to connect from here to here. Like so. They will also connect this to this side. The space, which is the bust separation, should be 1/2 inch, which is here. Okay. So the next thing that we are going to do now is to create the cup, and to do that we'll be taking a dart. The normal dart that we take for a waistline for a basic body is 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch like this, and then you come down from the bust line by 1 inch, and then you create it like a triangle. Like so. So the dart to take depends on the size of the breast. For a small breast, you could just use 1/2 inch here, 1/2 inch here, and also use the 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch. For a medium breast, you can use 0.75 here, 0.75 here, and also 0.75 here, 0.75 here. And then for a big bust, you can use 1 inch, 1 inch here, 1 inch, 1 inch. And for a bigger breast, like 48, you can use 1 inch this way and 2 inches this way. So the amount of that to take depends on the size of the bust. So I'm going to be redrawing this that I'm going to be using 0.75. I just thought I should explain that. I'll just redraw the lines again. The bust we are working with is 34, so we'll be using 0.75 as our dart. We'll also take 0.75 on the waistline. So just connect that. And then with the French curve, we'll connect it towards the bust. So we are going to be cutting here out. And then we extend this line upward to meet the new neckline. We also repeat the dart 0.75, 0.75 on both sides. And then with the French curve, we'll connect that. So this is a bust separation at the middle in between the two breasts. Here, so we are going to create our first cup. To create the first cup is easy, just use the French curve to connect from here to the underbust like this. So here's our first cup, cup 1, and then we also create the second cup. So let's check the difference between the bust and the underbust. It's 3 inches. And then because the breast is fuller at this side and we are working with a bust 34, we are going to be extending here. So to do that, you can just simply divide what you have here. You can divide what you have here by 2. And then reconnect to this side. So let's see how much we added. So you see we added about 0.75. So this is cup 2. So the amount to add also depends on the size of bust. There are some times that because of the bigness of the bust, you will use more than this 0.75 to be 1 inch. So it's not a constant. So don't say all the pattern you're going to be using 0.75. It depends on the size of the bust that you are working with. So this dart that we have taken here, we are going to be replacing it here, so that we don't reduce the size of the cup. We have taken a 1.5, so we are going to add it back here. And then we take the bust circumference on the bust line, the bust circumference divided by 4. We place it. There's no dart to be taken there, so go to the under bust. The under bust circumference divided by 4, you impute it here. We have 6.75 because the under bust you are working with is 27, and then you replace this dart you have a 1.5 inch that you replace it. You come to the waistline, you put in the waist circumference divided by 4. You also replace the dart. So we are going to connect what we have. So this is what we have so far. Note we have not put in our seam allowance yet, so you can always add that to your pattern. Okay, so with this is already a corset. Okay, so if you want yours to have a yoke, this is the yoke part of the corset. And if you do not want a yoke, you want a tube, then you just you ignore this side and use from here, and then come down on this armhole line by 1/2 inch. Okay, so that it will come like this, so that is if you are using it as a tube form. Okay, but if you want this same corset to have a shoulder, if you want it to have a shoulder, then you come to this shoulder line, you divide the shoulder measurement, you divide it by 2, like this. Okay, and then you come here, you come out by 1/2 inch. And then you connect here to here. So you can use your straight ruler for that, or your curve ruler. So if you want yours to have a shoulder, then this is what you are going to have. So when you are cutting, you are going to cut from here. Okay, this is what you are going to cut out. It means that this part will not be there. So for corset with shoulder, this is how it will look like. So let's look at the backs waistline part. How do you add the backs? This is the difference of the backs. We have added 5 inches extra to create the backs effect. Note, these 5 inches will not affect the waistline. The waist will still end here. So if it is a V back waist that you want, you just take your ruler and just connect from here to here. Just connect it straight like this. So this part will not be there. Okay, so this is the first way to make a backs, to create a backs. This is the first method, a V neck, a V backs. This is a V backs. Okay, the second one is the curvy backs. Okay, so let's look at how to do that. A curve backs, you simply take your curve ruler, place it on it like this. So this is the second one, which is the round backs. So this is the round backs waistline. The first one was the V, so this is the second one, the round. So let's look at the third one. Another type of bags you can have is the one that has a space in between here before the curve. So you determine the space that you want. If it is 2 inches, remember that this is on fold. 2 inches means that it will be 4 inches wide. If you are using 1.5, it means that it will be 3 inches wide. So you determine the wideness. So let's use 1.5. If you are using 1.5, it means that at the end of the day it's going to be 3 inches wide. And then from this, you now create your curve. Just look for the best way that you can do it. So this is the third way to create a bags. To make your bags to sit very well on your waist, you know that from shoulder to waist we use 17 inches. You can come down from this waist. If you want your sides not to be exposed, you can come down by 1 or 2 inches. Okay, you can come down by 1 inch or 2 inches. So let's say we come down by 1 inch. So that means it is from here you are going to create the bags effect. So you now make use of this one and not this one. So the same thing if it was a V that you wanted, or if it was a round. So just come down from this waistline so that your side will not be exposed. And then once you have come down on this waistline, you will no longer use your waist circumference here so that it can sit well. You will use your hip circumference. So the hip circumference divided by 4. That is what you are going to use here. You use your hip circumference so that it can relax. Okay, and then don't forget you're going to be putting allowances this way. So let's just call it our sewing allowance. So to end the dart leg, you can extend this middle one and just extend this like this. So you can end the dart like that. Use the ruler to draw it. So you can end the dart like this. Okay. So whichever type you are using, the dart ends like that. If it is a curve, that means the curve comes. That means the curve comes like this. Okay. In that case, you just so whichever way, just extend the dart down, and then if it is the other one, the square type like this. That is how the dart will end. Okay, so that is two-piece corset with basque waistline. The back part is there's not much difference in the back part, so we'll not be talking about the back part. We have come to the end of this class. This class is just basically looking at the two-piece corset with basque waistline. So I've shown you the 3 variations. If you want to know how to draft the back piece, it is very easy. You can watch my other videos on how to draft the back bodice. Okay, I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm not going to that now. So then you can watch my previous video to draft the back waist, to draft the back bodice. It is very easy. It is only the waist dart that you are going to be taking. You don't need under bust dart and the rest. You just take the basic waist dart and you just connect, and that is all. So we have come to the end of this class. I hope you find it helpful. Don't forget to also leave comment below and also suggest what you would like us to treat next. Okay, until next time I come your way, I remain G Joy, and don't forget to subscribe if you are yet to subscribe. Bye for now.